Everybody, kind of helps if I actually start the stream, huh? So I've been actually talking to myself for the last 3 or 4 minutes because I know I hit start stream. I played the intro, and apparently I'm just over here talking to myself like an idiot. So, yeah, I'm going to play the intro and get this started for the second time today. Welcome.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
So, we're going to start this all over again because I'm a dumbass. So, I hit start stream, but I didn't actually start the stream. So, I spent the last 3 or 4 minutes just sitting here talking to myself, not realizing it. And because I've got my other computer screen over here where you guys can't see, and it didn't show up, because usually I can see out of the corner of my eye that, the stream, it hadn't moved. I'm like, what's going on here? Why isn't the stream, I haven't seen, let me refresh. So I'm looking at all, I've got it up on TikTok, I've got it on the Twitch, on the YouTubes, everything else, Facebook, nothing's going off. I'm like, I know I hit, oh shit, I didn't hit start stream. So we're going to start this all over again. Talofa Faithful, how is everybody doing? Welcome to the Niner Faithful Radio Week in Review Show. It's me, the captain, being a dipshit tonight. Yeah, that's. I don't think I've ever gone that. I've started streams before and then not realized it, or then realized it a little bit later. But I've never gone this long with starting a stream. So again, we're gonna do this again. So to everybody, this is our drinking show because it's the end of the work week typically, even though your boy still isn't working. But it's the end of the work week, so I hope everybody had a good week of work. Everybody's chilling. Everybody's hanging out at home. This week I'm drinking, it's called Smack Hard Lemonade. I've never had this before. Mango lemonade. Yeah. I'm in peak off-season form. Look, man, y'all know I'm going to disappear for like 6 to 8 weeks come summertime and not do a damn thing, after the draft and OTAs before training camps. So I'm already looking forward to that time of the year already. So I'm going to go ahead and try this again. And for the second time, I'm going to say it like this. It's not bad. It doesn't really taste mango-y. It doesn't really taste like lemonade or anything else like that for the most part. It's just kind of there. Probably would not buy again. Also, again, I forgot to put up there, for those of you guys who are in a bunch of 49er groups, Duncan McKenzie passed away this week. He was a good dude. Obviously, I never met the guy, but had lots of conversations with the man. Hella chilled, good things. Don't know what happened, but to you, Duncan, see you the next step, brother. Thank you. So, all right. So let's see what's up to everybody again. We got Bebop in the chat saying, Gino to Vegas. Yeah, I just saw that before we came on. We got Papa J in the house. How's it going, my brother? And then, of course, we've got Media in the house. What's up, my man? So I don't know if you guys also heard if you guys heard me or not. I don't know if TJ showing up tonight, so it might be just a solo stream. Over on the TikToks, we got Surfits. What's up, man? Hey, Surfit, if you want to get your comment on the air and all that kind of stuff with everybody, make sure to jump over to any of either the Captain Niner or the Niner Faithful Radio, YouTube, Facebook, all those kind of things, because it will not let us show the comments up on TikTok. But I appreciate you for showing up, my man. Again, if you guys aren't watching, I do a morning show every morning on the TikTok. Well, I guess it's YouTube. I guess it's everything now. Captain and Coffee, just a quick I try to keep it to 5 minutes, but a lot of times it goes over. But yeah, so let me toss this out there in case anybody feels froggy. Yeah, Surfer, no problem, bro. Like I said, I just let everybody know because I know some people want to see their stuff in chat, and I got to remember to look down because I got the TikTok on my phone, so I can't see it, so I don't always remember to look down. So there is the link if anybody wants to jump in for tonight, just to get things started. But let's go ahead and get this potty started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 48 more days until the draft. So we are getting there really, really quickly. Obviously, next week we got free agency. So a lot of this stuff will change completely come free agency. Well, excuse me. Um, so we'll have a better understanding of what exactly to do. Because if we go out and we get 3 or 4 defensive linemen, we're obviously not going to need defensive linemen from the draft kind of thing. Well, man, that stuff gives me some burps tonight with that stuff. But anyways, so that's why a lot of times with these mock drafts, don't take them too seriously until we get through free agency. Because after free agency, we will start getting a better look at what the team's actual needs are. Also, we have 84 days until kickoff. That's the estimate. We haven't been given the exact date yet, but I believe the going on right now. The date is going to be September 4th for the start. The Thursday night game was Eagles versus whomever, and then most likely we'll play. But then again, we also had a Friday game this year, so who knows exactly? Maybe we'll play Friday. I don't think they're going to do a Saturday game quite yet. They might, but then that's Sunday on the 7th. So I'm going off of it right, being on the 7th as of right now. So we got 184 days. All right. So one of the things I was going to talk to, I know a lot of this stuff might be a little repeat, but guess what? This is a week in review, ladies and gentlemen. That is what this is all about. And I hear the noise of somebody popping in. Don't know who it is yet. Oh, it's media. I got the answer. Give me just a second. I will get him in here. Let's welcome in here, Mr. Anchor. What's up, my brother?
How's it going?
Not too bad, man. How about you?
Pretty good.
Just chilling on a Friday night, eh? Got nothing else to do?
Yeah, nothing else. I was just making thumbnails, and I was like, all right, I know Jason's going live at 6, so.
What happened to yours? Because I saw that you were supposed to go live at 4, so I kept looking for your stream at 4 o'clock.
I was like, I didn't really know what time I was going to go, and then I just didn't, so I'll probably maybe this weekend or something. But.
All right. So the first thing I want to go over is a quote from Mike Silver, or a statement coming from Mike Silver. First of all, for everybody who wants Kyle Shanahan fired, stop. It's not happening, especially this late, but the seat is not even lukewarm at best. All right. So, and while Shanahan may not have done his best coaching job in 2024, his seat is not even lukewarm, and he likely regrets his mad sprint up to the stairs as much as anybody. That said, it makes sense that Yord would prefer Shanahan to focus on doing what he does best, coaching basically the offense, not worrying about making sure some of his high-profile players make it to the bank. If you've noticed a lot of things that are going on this week, there is definitely a change up top with the 49ers. Jed seems to be getting much more involved than he has before. And that's kind of scary to the extent. Remember what happened last time when Jed got involved? This team kind of went downhill for a few before he decided to take us another step back.
Yeah, definitely interesting, and definitely makes it kind of question to me, like, what is this offseason even going to look like for San Francisco, really? I mean, I think, you're coming off a 6-11 season, which I'm also kind of like, I've had one bad season in how long that I'm like, why are they stepping down that much? But maybe, they're like, we need to start hitting on these draft picks because we do need to get younger. I mean, look at the Lions, right? I think if we had made it into the playoffs like this year, I think we would have gotten their ass kicked. So I definitely think we do need to get, younger.
For sure. Another quote for those of you who don't know is that they're going to be getting Barry Ruthless. And for those of you guys who don't remember, this was like 22 years ago when John Cena first showed up in the WWE. Kurt Angle called out anybody, and Kurt Angle asked John Cena, what do you got? He said ruthless aggression, which is the way I think the Niners are going to start handling these contracts. In past years, as he decided whether or not to dole out a massive signing bonus to Purdy, York might have been swayed by his coaches and GM's convictions. This time, I expect the owner and his chief negotiator, executive vice president of football operations, Parag Martha, to be ruthless as they deemed appropriate. And again, that is coming from Mike Silver
Mhm.
on Jed's new ruthless negotiation uh, draft. And I kind of understand it. We haven't won a Super Bowl. We've put out a lot of money. And probably last year was the straw that broke the camel's back, and the
Mhm.
fact that we gave CMC an extension. He didn't play a whole lot. We gave Trent an extension. He didn't play a whole lot. We gave BA a huge contract. Didn't play after week 7.
Yeah.
Lots of this kind of stuff, lots of other injury stuff. And it's just like, damn, how far is this going to trickle down into all the other contracts, up to and including Brock Purdy's?
Hmm. Yeah. The guaranteed money and I guess signing, especially the bonuses, are super important. And I know everybody kind of got confused when that like first started sprinkling a few weeks ago because everybody's like, "Oh my god, so they're not going to spend that much money in the cap?" And it's like, no, 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 that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about cash spending, which is the bonuses that they give out to these players
Yeah.
for extensions and like any free agent signings they may do. So that's where they're trying to not get, beat up and then having to pay now. What Brandon Ayuk now they're paying him 30 mil when they could have paid him 25, maybe
Mhm.
27 million. So
I mean, do you think a lot of it comes from the fact that he's trying to get some stake into like one of the soccer teams? I forget which one it was. Do you think that's what it is? He wants more cash for that?
yeah, I think it also is a little bit with Parag Marate because like he's doing that soccer stuff, right? So it's like maybe that's why they are kind of maybe notching it down. I don't know. It's kind of be interesting to see
Because
how
it's not
fantasy goes.
because like you said, they're not broke. They just don't have any cash. I think is what it is. Because no matter how you look at it, they're still making money, from the stadium,
Hmm.
ticket sales, merchandise, all that kind of stuff. So it's not like they're broke in any sort of way. They've got a
Yeah.
ton of money. It's just tied up in other stuff right now. They just don't have any cash, and they might not have the actual cash available to be able to buy those, to purchase that whatever is it, Manchester United or whoever they're trying to get with or
Hmm.
whatever. At least that's the way I see it.
Yeah. I think it was like Leagues United or something.
I don't pay attention to soccer.
Yeah.
If TJ was here, TJ knows because TJ is a big soccer fan over all
Mm.
the league in Europe and stuff like that. So that's more of him, and that kind of bleeds over into the whole Purdy contract, which
Mhm.
I put this together. Then I saw about half hour ago that this was kind of being debunked, was from Jason LaCanfora, that they're playing very hardball with Purdy, starting your offer at $45 million a year, which, if he's probably going to go for at least 55 is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Starting at 45 is really low. And I understand you always, you go in low
Mhm.
if you're the one paying out, you come in high if you're the other side. But the Niners it almost seems like they always go so low to the point where it's almost um, like like an insult, if you will,
Mhm.
to how low they go.
I don't know. I don't know how truthful this is too, because I know some people. Apparently, one of the I don't know if you're familiar with 49ers Access, but like he was saying that they actually have a whole website of this guy with his fake reporting and stuff, and like he got fired apparently from CBS Sports, I think it was a
Hmm.
few years ago. So I don't know how much I really trust this guy, but even if it is like what it is, even if this is true, I honestly don't see that as a big deal because again, this is their starting offer, and this is what negotiations always do, right? Like for a job, even they may give you being like, "We're gonna pay you this amount," and you're like, need a little bit more because I have a family now. Where maybe before in your first part of your career, it's like, okay, I'm fine because it's just me. So I think to this point, it's like, yeah, Purdy's probably gonna get 55 to 60, and I mean, he just got married last offseason. I'm sure him and Jenna probably want to have kids maybe in the next few years or whatever. So it's like, I get that, and obviously he was really like underpaid because of how well he did for being, the last pick of the draft. But I mean, both sides obviously have certain things like they can say, because like the Niners can go out and say, well, you struggle in these bad weather games When the offensive line isn't great, you kind of need the Avengers. Like the Niners can use that in negotiations with Purdy. So, yeah.
Well, what do you think about them always making it so hard to where it's just like, why does everyone have to be so
Mm,
contentious? You know what I mean? Like, can't we just get one done and move on? You know, you're going to pay him.
yeah.
Unless you're going to go after, I guess, Kirk Cousins or somebody else, kind of a thing. Who else do you have? There's really no one in the pipe unless you really trust Tanner Mordecai, who saw what 2 plays last season, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, when they paid Garoppolo and stuff, the team wasn't great. So it's like they could easily get this done. But I mean, look at how many players the Niners are, paying already.
What's up, Mr. McNiner?
So, I mean, it does make it tough. What's up, McNiner? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that question about like why does it take them this long?
I just
Because at
wish
the
one
end
time
they
it went
always
easy.
end up having to pay whatever the player ends up wanting, anyways. It's like
Exactly. So why make it so hard? Just
yeah,
with the whole no hard feelings thing, just give it to them, get it done, get it over with. Well, excuse me, and just move on with life. But no, we have to. Oh, we're going to play this hardball till till the very last second. It makes no
mhm,
sense to me.
yeah,
Um, Moving on to a couple other guys, it looks like more and more we are going to lose both Dre and Hufanga.
yeah,
I saw one thing as I was just about getting on that popped up that uh, Dre is actually looking for about 12 million a year,
mm,
and we have a $10 million offer supposedly on the table for him. Now, they didn't say like if who would be willing. Maybe the Commanders, but Bobby Wagner just self-negotiated a hell of a deal for himself,
yeah,
getting the 10 mil for him when obviously Dre's at this point in his career a much better linebacker.
mhm,
So Dre's probably with that contract for Bobby Wagner that pushes Dre up to what 12 to 15 maybe.
yeah. And I mean, even Levante David today for the Bucks got a
Yep.
$10 million deal at age 35. So,
What
um,
is with these middle-aged linebackers all of a
yeah,
sudden getting
I
a
don't know.
ton of money?
It's tough to know what his Greenlaw's market's going to be because I mean the injury is obviously to where these both guys, yes, they're older, but they've been healthy. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure for the most part. Like so, I think that's where teams are probably reluctant, and obviously we're not going to know until free agency really starts on Monday, the legal tampering period, to kind of know what teams
Yeah.
are thinking. So
Which, by the way, let's be honest, it's already started, but it doesn't officially start until
yeah,
Monday.
yeah,
Um, Man, we are going to be busy next week. There's going to be so much stuff coming between like Sunday night and then Wednesday when we go live because we are not going to be doing our Tuesday show as usual on Tuesday
okay.
because um, the free agency period is going to be just starting at that point. So we're just going to wait till Wednesday, and by
Mhm.
the time our show Wednesday, we should know all the big deals at the very least.
Yeah.
So don't look for us on Tuesdays, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and then we have Juice Check. We're they've approached him again for another restructure.
Mhm.
More than likely, he's going to say no. I wouldn't. I don't blame him for saying no.
Mhm.
But at the same time, we're probably going to cut him. And then there's that whole point. Like Juice is good for 3 or 4 of those deep passes
Yeah.
every year, but that's really about it. We don't use him, that much in the actual running game.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's a big loss, especially with some of these guys coming out. Coming out of the draft, I think he's an easier replace than everybody thinks that. Because I've seen a lot of people think that that's going to be a huge loss with Juice, and I don't think it's actually going to be that big of a loss.
Yeah, I've been saying for a few weeks I think this happens, and I will say, guys, like it's nothing against this page, but I will say take this page a little bit with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
Um, but this is super realistic. I could see it because again last year they asked him for a restart. He took it. I don't know if he'd want to do it again, but maybe he would. The fact that how many teams use a fullback, how many teams are really
was it
gonna maybe,
5?
yeah, there's 5, and I don't know if they'd actually really go after use check. I'm just not sure there's a strong market, so maybe he's back, but it would not shock me if he ends up getting released.
I just think at this point, with how little we use him, I know he got more use this year because of all the injuries and everything. But in a regular year, we're not using him that much.
No.
We'd be okay without a fullback. You know, we've got some of these offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Just give them guys a few plays here and there, and you save the money on that.
Well, that's where I think they also need to then improve the O line, like very well, if they're gonna, get rid of Juszczyk, like get a good left guard, right tackle,
center.
Yeah.
You forgot the most important, the worst position we didn't mention it.
I can't believe we still haven't gotten news about them releasing it.
Yeah, just I'm terrified we're going into next season with Brendo as a starter again.
Maybe because a thing where they're like, we want to make sure we get the guy that we want, and then we'll release him.
I'd rather just put 4 guys on the line of scrimmage than put Brendel out there. That's the way I'm at this point. Just literally anybody but Brendel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just, just slide everybody over. Have George play, right tackle. Mooney can go play center. Kind of thing, and just that would honestly be better. I truly believe the line would.
When
better.
Kittle was really actually not getting the ball as much because he had to protect. We were fine actually.
Yeah, but that blocking is the second best thing that George does.
Be just an all-time offensive lineman now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look how good he is when he goes out there. Like I said, it's the second best thing he does.
Yeah.
Oh, then we got another fairy in the house. What is up, Tommy? How you doing, brother? The Seahawks got better. Well, we don't know yet, but I do believe they definitely got the better end of that trade. For those that don't know, the Seahawks traded a 3rd-round draft pick to the Raiders for Geno Smith. So Geno Smith is not going to be there, and the rumor is that Sam Darnold. They're going to go hard after Sam Darnold, which I'm okay with that because Sam Darnold is terrible.
I'm just shocked that the Raiders did that because I'm like, who do you have in your division? Yeah. Mahomes, Bo Nix, and Justin Herbert.
And a 3rd round for Geno? I'd have gave you a 5th for Geno, but not a 3rd. I think the Seahawks have a chance to do one of the greatest things of all time and bring back Russ.
I think saw that tweet.
I think that'd be absolutely hilarious if they brought back Wilson. But obviously, I wonder what that says about the relationship between Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll, that he had the chance to go get Russell Wilson, as a free agent and didn't, and would rather spend draft capital and get Geno Smith. Maybe Russ doesn't use seasoning in his cooking. Another thing that's come up as of this late is that more than likely we're probably going to lose Jordan Mason in some sort of a trade. And I don't want to lose him, but he's the easiest one to be able to push out, if you will.
My thing is, and I even asked Wolfie this, but I'm still super confused. How would a trade work? Because he's a restricted free agent. So are they just slapping the tender on him, you think? Or
I guess they could, but they can't now, can they? Because that time is over.
Is it?
Yeah, it was on Tuesday or Wednesday.
I thought that was just what's it called? Not the tender deadline. The when you just give the probably your best player, franchise tag. Yeah.
The way I understood it, and like I said, maybe I was wrong, but maybe the way I understood it was that last Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember which one it was that was the last day you could designate guys to be franchised or their tender number.
It was franchise tag or transition tagged. So I don't know.
Either way.
Yeah. But even if the deadline has passed, then how are they supposed to trade him? Because he would just be an unrestricted free agent then.
Yeah. Not sure.
It's I'm just confused. Why?
I'd have to relook that up. Like I said, misunderstood how that date worked, but and there was only 5 people franchised in the entire league this year. I think is what it was.
Maybe even less. It might have been 3 or something. 3 or 4.
All right. And I believe it was with the last one that we had today. A couple of other cap casualties might be both from defensive lineman Leonard Floyd and Yatir Gross-Matos. A lot of people were more excited about bringing on Joey Bosa. I'd rather keep these two than bring in Joey Bosa personally. Leonard Floyd over the last 4 or 5 years has been just as productive. Let me rephrase that: more productive than Joey Bosa, has been much more consistent, especially when we backed off the number of times that the number of plays he was playing per game.
Yeah.
And Yatir Gross-Matos, after he came back, he didn't play terrible.
Yeah, no,
But
he's
you know what I
looking
mean?
better.
Yeah, so I'd like to see what he could do being fully healthy and with a full season behind him.
Yeah. My stand on Joey Bosa is I would love for it to happen because it'd be cool for the family connection. But right now, this defensive line looks. Ugh. Look at our defensive tackles after Hargrave. We have Malik Collins, Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis, and Evan Anderson.
And like I said, I know we're very thin there.
Yeah.
I would rather just give it to the young guys.
Mhm.
Get some guys in the draft and go from there, than spend money or any sort of money on someone who's going to end up being on the IR probably by midseason. Who's only going to play at the most 10 games.
Yeah. I'm guessing where you're gonna bring up the rumor about the Commanders guy, so I'm not gonna.
Jonathan Allen,
Yeah.
I would take him over Joey Bosa.
I was looking. His run defense has not been good the last 2 years.
At least he's been on the field. That's my thing with Joey Bosa is just the guy just doesn't play.
I know the best ability is availability, but I don't know, man. Jonathan Allen.
I just don't believe in I'm even down on Nick Bosa. There was so many plays last year where Nick Bosa, you could tell he just gave up and he wasn't even trying.
Didn't he have
Baker.
that bad injury too, though?
He did have injuries, but you could tell there was times where he just wasn't even. You can tell when someone's injured and playing, and someone who's just not caring, and is just kind of going through the motions. And he was just barely going through the motions. Mm-hmm. I mean, perfect example. Look at the play with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
that was pathetic. You're just slowly pushing him out of bounds instead of just
And then he throws a dime. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, why don't you just take him down? He should have just ripped his arm off and gone straight to, just taking him down. But no. So, I mean, like I said, even with both Bosa brothers, and people are like, oh, maybe Joey or will come in here on the cheap. Have you met the Bosas? The Bosas don't do anything cheap.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, even though their mom wants them to, they could do it, joint play together. It's like, yeah, you're right. The money aspect is. I mean, look at how long Bosa, held out for. And you know what's crazy too? Do you remember how long Nick Bosa it took for them to give him his rookie contract? Even
wasn't it up until camp?
It took quite a while though, because I think he was like one of the last guys to get signed.
Yeah, I remember because like I said, all that family wants is money. They're all about their money. So Bosa is not going to come cheap. Yeah. And like I said, people are talking about bringing him in, Joey in for like $10 million. I'm like, just spend that $10 million on Leonard Floyd. It's pretty much, you're going to get the same production out of him.
I'm pretty sure Leonard Floyd's making a little bit less than that too, actually.
So let me double check. It should be all. Yeah. Well, that's all I had for tonight. Like I said, I spent most of the day because I had a screaming headache. Why is there a third one up here? There should be. All right. So I didn't make anything. This was kind of thrown together last second for me because I've had a screaming headache most of the day. So anything else you've got going on for tonight that you want to talk about?
I guess let me ask you this. If you were to predict one free agent San Francisco brings in next week, who is it?
Mm-hmm. One free agent. Who's the corner from the Jets?
DJ Reed?
DJ Reed. I would think he's a pretty good one that we can bring in.
Okay, well, I'm going to stick with the Jets. I think Ashtyn Davis, I could see them bringing in for special teams especially.
He's the safety?
Yeah, the Cal safety.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I mean, we wouldn't mind someone else, especially if they want to. If they're really good at special teams, we got to replace that
Yeah.
one guy. What's his name? Uh, DFF or something like that.
I
Sorry,
have no
it's a
idea.
low blow. I know.
I know there was a receiver that like they had that was like would have been a good special teams player, but they tendered him. I'm pretty sure. So
Oh, the Jets.
yeah,
Do you think we end up getting one of these high-profile defensive ends, or are we just gonna? Do you really think we're gonna get a Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Trey Hendrickson, Miles Garrett? Just
I'd say Joey Bosa is probably the one if we get any of them.
sadly, I think you're right, and it pisses me off to no end.
Dude, Hendrickson's 30, and I know that like he's had a really good, what is it, 17 and a half sacks or something
The
last
last 2 years,
2 years, but yeah.
he'd be the cheapest. Well, after Joey Bosa, I think Hendrickson would be the cheapest to get as far
Yeah.
as draft capital, and because he's probably going to want to restructure on his contract. So I think he would be the easiest one to get, within the cap and draft capital and all that. And honestly, he'd probably be the most productive. Miles Garrett.
Yeah, he's making $18.6 million this year, and then he'll be a free agent. So
Yeah, so
Mhm.
he'll probably want to, a new contract, all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't mind Hendrickson.
yeah, no, I'd say he's more. I'd say like if I was putting it in order, it'd be Bosa, Hendrickson, and then
Carcast.
Garrett.
Yeah. And I know David's brought this point up plenty of times on his shows and stuff like that. It doesn't do anything for special teams, but that's what all the rookies that we're about to draft are going to be for. I'm hoping that we trade back, get more draft picks, and we end up with 13 to 14 draft picks, somewhere in that.
I know everybody's saying like, "Well, dude, we have 11 draft picks. You want more draft picks?" I'm like, "Yes,
Yes, I want."
Look
if
how
we can
many
get
free
15
agents
draft
we
picks,
have that I would say bye-bye to.
I'd love to see 15. If we can trade down enough times where we end up getting 15 draft picks in this draft, I think that would be a great number to have.
Yeah.
Because it gives us so much flexibility with how to build a roster.
Or we
going
like
into
if
next
we
year.
end up with 15, maybe we end up with like 13 because we trade it. Like
Yeah, something along
first,
those lines.
up,
Like I said,
for a pick or something. But
13 to 15 would be a nice number to have to add to this team.
yeah. And then you just like go out and sign these veterans that you think will kind of be good around those players that you hopefully draft. So.
Yeah.
Because obviously you still do need veterans, but you just be going the cheap round. And I mean, you're gonna have to because the Purdy deal, right? So
yeah. It's a Carcast. I want Jalen Reed or Kevin Winston from Penn State. How many more Penn State guys do we need here?
dude, I want T-Mac, Jonas Evanea. I want Tyler Loop. Dude, I saw that tweet about T-Mac and the Seahawks, and I was like, "Oh my god, if that happens, I am gonna throw up, bro."
He would fit there. Him and JSN would be a great 1-2 punch, though. Honestly,
No.
They would be a good 1-2 combo for them.
And then after the Geno thing, I tweeted out, "Someone else, please draft him before the Seahawks."
It's funny because up here, everybody saw what Demos put up there.
Yeah.
About after the whole DK1, he's like, "I hope you don't get drafted because Jackson just sits there and cry the whole time." And so what's everybody up here do? They post the one good game he had, which is look, he had one good game. Even DK has only gone over 100 yards once in his career against the Niners.
Yeah.
So they're acting like they've been throwing, going for 300 yards a game against us or something like that with Geno Smith. And it's like, no, it was one good game.
Yeah.
But they're acting, like I said, they're acting up here like it was a great, And I guess there's a point where I guess Demo tried to get in the face with somebody. He ended up getting slammed. And so that's nothing they're getting on.
Demo's been talking quite a lot.
He is, take that C off Debo now that he's not here and put it on Demo.
I agree.
So, Oh, DK is still going to cry and moan. He's just going to cry and moan somewhere else.
Yeah,
With his stupid pacifier mouthpiece.
Yep.
But all right, man. What do you got going on this weekend?
If there's any breaking news, probably do like a live or at least drop a video on it. It's
Like
mostly-
last weekend when we're like, we're done for the week. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's Saturday at like what 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're like, oh my god, Debo got traded. Dude, now I just expect something for some reason to happen like this week.
I'm waiting for it at this point now. I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for it. I've already got it planned out tomorrow because our truck is being worked on. So the truck's at the shop getting worked on. We're gonna go up there in the morning, pick up the truck, hopefully be done and home by noon. Because I'm just expecting something to happen in the afternoon.
Dude, I'm expecting for some reason, like I'm getting the Kyle Juszczyk vibes from a few years ago when they like signed him at night. For some reason, I'm just getting.
Remember when Trent was signed at like 3 a.m?
Yeah, and then Alex Mack got signed like right after that too.
Yep.
Because I
That's
wake
where all
up
of
and
us-
I'm like, wait, what? Trent signed, and then I'm like, oh, Alex Mack signing too later. I'm like, God.
Yeah, I remember I just woke up because my phone kept going off. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, shit, we signed Trent Williams again. To answer this one, the plan right now is that at least I will be live for the entire draft. That's all predicated on whether or not I get a job between now and then. And if I can get off, like more likely if I'm not, if I'm working Monday through Friday, I'll go, the weekend part of it, but I don't know about Thursday. So we'll see. But the idea is that, yes, I will be live. TJ said he'll try to be, and I think Angelo's in the same boat. Like, we want to. We just don't know how it's going to be.
Yeah, because I'm starting an internship, so it's like I just don't know.
Yeah. So
It's gonna be like,
ask us in about 40 days when we're about a week after the draft.
yeah.
Hopefully I've got a job by then, but damn, this job market sucks right now. But all right, man. So thank you for showing up. If you got anything going on tomorrow, let me know.
For sure.
I'm not going to be doing anything but the morning show, and then nothing else unless somebody goes live or something happens big time tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
All right, everybody. 5 for Ty, tell lover, one love.
Peace.